Happy hump day, coming off another profitable day on an 8-2 run. Let's talk some more baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven. Happy hump day. We're here in the middle of the week, and we're coming off our 18th profitable day in the last 21. I don't know how we keep sneaking profit out, but I will gladly take it. We went 2-1 yesterday. We will go over the bets recap in a little bit. But of course, we got to announce the Dinger Tuesday winner. Let's pull it up. Congrats to @TopGeoDude. Mason Wynn, the leadoff hitter for the Cardinals at plus 815. That was a beauty. Just beat out @HalfManTL, who had Lawrence Butler hit a bomb at plus 700. So congrats on the win. Reach out in the YouTube or Discord private message or Twitter or somewhere. We'll get you that $25 winnings, but congrats to you. And thank you, everyone, for participating. Always fun to read through all the comments. So now, quick Wednesday reminder, I will be on the Kyle Kerm show. It's going to be a little bit more brief, but I'll be on after they talk baseball. I think they're doing a morning live show at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. After they talk baseball, I'll be on to talk some football and just do a little team preview. And I love talking some football. It's just going to be a nice, refreshing change of pace. So anyways, if you want to go check me out, go check that out. Appreciate the support. But today, we have a huge 14-game slate. I am ready to get into it, and that means it's baseball fun fact time. So here we go. It's another Seattle Mariner. It wasn't even, I didn't mean to do this, but the guy who played until he was 100, Jamie Moyer, the king of the changeup, he played so long that he played in 50 different stadiums over the course of his career. Guys, that is insane. There's 30 teams, and he played in 50 stadiums. That's wild. Anyways, that's the fun fact. Short and simple. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday. Nice 2-1 day. We're going to go over those good and bad hitter matchups, and then we have not done this since before the All-Star break. It is hump day. We're going to talk who's on fire. The hitters on fire in the last 7 days. And then we got the good pitcher strikeout matchups, and we have 4 of those for you. And then as I lose my voice, we got the full pitcher report, of course. There will be no big game breakdown because I just didn't have enough time. This video is going to be long already. Sorry, I ran out of time today, but busy day. But anyways, we still got a lot for you because we're going to wrap it all up with the best bets, the hitter parlay ideas, which are on a roll right now, 7-0 in the last 7 I've given out. And then, of course, we finish it with the bets recap. So hit that like button. Leave a comment below like you guys do every single day as we inch closer and closer to 27,000 subscribers. Football right around the corner. Baseball heating up. Gotta love this time of the year. So anyways, I'm ready to get it started. And that means it's recap time. There it is. Another 2-1 profitable day. We will take it. I wanted that sweep. But Edward Cabrera ended with 7 Ks. He was a little wild here and there, but for the most part, he had his stuff. And as long as he has his stuff and his command, he's going to get over this 5.5K mark, and he did. Royals minus 1.5. This one hurt, guys. They were awful the first 7 innings off Jonathan Cannon. They made him look like a Cy Young Award winner. And then, of course, that White Sox bullpen came in, and they do what they do all the freaking time and give up runs. Royals up 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. And then they gave up 1 run. Unfortunately, second and third, 1 out, and they had the infield back because they don't care about my run line. They only care about winning. I can't imagine why. And they hit a ground ball. And by the way, right before that, the guy stole second. If he didn't, that ground ball's a double play. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Either way, it was close. The Royals didn't score as many. They won by 1. And then Gunnar Henderson, Jose Altuve, little chalky of a hit parlay. But again, we been on a little bit of a run. I think 2 or 3 in a row now of those hitter parlays. So we'll take the winning day. 18 of the last 21. There is the overall record as we are in the plus. But I want to be more in the plus now that we finally made it back here. So anyways, that's the recap. Now let's talk those hitter matchups. Okay, we got 14 good hitter matchups for you today. It starts out with Solano of the Padres going up against Kershaw. How about 12 for 30? A little surprising there. Jeff McNeil hitting almost 500 off Pablo Escobar Lopez, 10 for 22, not too shabby. And so on and so on. The guy who's been hot for a while now, Vlad Guerrero Jr., 4 for 11 off Grayson Rodriguez. And then we go over to the right side. Another guy who's been hot, Rafael Devers, 5 for 10 off of George Kirby Puckett. And then other than that, Austin Riley, 4 for 8 versus Peralta. And then a few guys with 6, 7, 8 at-bats down there at the bottom. So those are the good hitter matchups for July 31st. And now let's check out the bad hitter matchups. And we only got 3 of them. That's right. Gavin Sheets, 3 for 23 versus Brady Singer. David Peralta, 3 for 25. And Jeremy Pena, 2 for 13 with 2 Ks versus the lefty Martin Perez. So that's all we got for the hitter matchups. And now it's time, finally, for Who's on Fire. All right, we got 2 pages of who's on fire. And if you are new to the channel, haven't seen this since before the All-Star break, we like to do this every single week. Talk the hitters on fire in the last 7 days to give you even more help with your hitter parlays, hitter props, bases, HRRs, whatever you want to bet. But you have to have a minimum of 20 at bats and hit 340 or higher to make this list. The ones in green you see, those are the leaders in the clubhouse, the most in the MLB the last 7 days with those credentials of 20 or more ABs. And we got Vlad. I mean, my goodness, he is just dominating. 571, 4 home runs and 9 ribbies. Just been on an absolute tear. Ryan Mountcastle also tied with 9 ribbies, and Josh Bell down there with 4 home runs. Other than that, Xavier Edwards, if you don't know him, get to know him for the Miami Marlins. He has been an electric and fun rookie to watch for the Marlins. Just hit for the cycle recently, and he has been absolutely crushing the ball. Not crushing in regards to power, but he's getting a ton of hits. 522 average. That is not too shabby. And then Brian De La Cruz, you will see Pittsburgh next to him because he just got traded from Miami to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I have to try to keep up with these trades and put the right team in. So if I have a mistake today, I apologize. But anyways, that's page 1. Those are all the hitters on fire. Now let's go check out page 2. Nothing in green here, but we still got some solid pitchers. Brent Rooker, as we know, just been crushing the ball all season long, really. Bobby Witt is maybe just the best hitter in the majors. He's just unbelievable. Xander Bogaerts. Actually, I'm sorry. Xander is the leader, not the other guy. I have to change that. But Xander hitting 600. That is silly. I mean, that's just stupid. Let's just face it. That's just not right. Yanner Diaz, Goldie Goldschmidt finally hitting the ball. I really don't know anything about this Detroit Tigers player, and I don't know if that's a real first name, but Bly Madri, no idea. But he's hitting 450, so hitting well. Vinny P, as we've already cashed before. And if you don't know already, now you know. Jorge Soler is traded back to the Atlanta Braves. He is hitting 550 in the last 7 days. So take a screenshot of this page. Hopefully this helps you get some winners as well. And now let's talk some arms. All right, buckle up. We got 4 good pitcher strikeout matchups for you today, and it starts with the Taj Mahal. We have talked about this guy, one of the more underrated pitchers in the major leagues this year, going up against the Miami Marlins, who just traded away De La Cruz, Jazz Chisholm, and just have a weaker lineup in general. 9th highest K percentage versus righties last 3 weeks at 24.4%. Bradley, 97 Ks and 81.1 innings, but his home K rate is absolutely insane. How about a 36.4% compared to only 21.3 on the road? We've talked about this before. That is an insane split. I mean, he dominates at home. He is averaging 8.5 Ks per start in his 8 starts at home. 8.5 is a crazy average in 8 starts at home. He's only had less than 7 Ks in one of those 8 home starts, and in that one, he had 6. So do the math. He has never had less than 6 at home. Next one, Freddie Fastball Peralta versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves, 6th highest K percentage, 25.3. Peralta, 142 and 114.1 innings. What worries me about Peralta is he's sometimes just inconsistent. He can just throw up some duds. You can see all the way there at the bottom, hit and miss with K's. Last 5 starts, 4, 8, 6, 4, 8. I mean, it's up and down. He has not faced Atlanta this year, and he has similar home road K splits. So that's page 1. Let's go check out page 2 with the final 2 that we got here. George Kirby versus the Red Sox. Red Sox, 7th highest K percentage versus righties, 24.8. Kirby, 129 Ks and 130.2 innings, and he has been pitching extremely well lately. And then road K rate is lower, though. It's closer to average. I'm not going to lie. It's 22.3% compared to 27.7 at home. Doesn't always mean he's going to have less Ks because of it, but just always like to point that out. But in July, he has a 26.6% K rate, and he has 6 or more Ks in 5 of his last 6 starts. The fourth one, the man, the myth, the legend, the no-hit man, Dylan, cease and assist. He's just unbelievable, and he has just been lights out lately. Facing the Dodgers, surprisingly, LA, 4th highest K percentage versus righties the last 3 weeks at 26.2%, and Cease, 168 and 131. He's coming off a no-hitter and 114 pitches. I just want to throw that out there. That's that's a big game for him. Averaging 9.5 Ks his last 4. That's stupid. 9.5 is not even legal. 33.6% K rate at home compared to 31.5%. So a little higher at home where he is, but again, both are elite. Not a huge difference there. So those are the 4 best pitcher strikeout matchups. And now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the first 8 matchups. And before I begin, how in the world do teams let the Dodgers get Jack Flaherty? I'm surprised he went there. That is a huge pickup for them. But anyways, these are the first 8 matchups. Taj Bradley, I mentioned, has been unbelievable this year. 2.43 ERA with that crazy high K rate. But let's start down all the way at the bottom. The rookie himself. You may not know much about him, so I'm here to tell you. Michael McGreevy. By the way, this is the exact same name as the character on the movie Little Big League. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what to tell you. It's a great movie. One of my favorite baseball movies growing up. About a little kid owning the Twins. Anyways, it was played by the same guy who plays Luke on Gilmore Girls. Yes, I'm married. My wife loves that show. But either way, I'm done. I digress. Anyways, McGreevy, the number 15 prospect in the Cards farm system, drafted in the first round in 2021, but it hasn't been that great this year. In 109.1 innings in AAA, he has a 5-7 record with a 4.45 ERA, 257 average against, 1.34 WHIP, and only has 96 Ks in those 109.1 innings with 36 walks. So it's taken him a while to get to the majors. He's finally made it, but he's not exactly dominating in the minors. So we will see. He is now having to face the defending world champions, although weaker lineup in the Texas Rangers. Anyways, other than that, Drew Thorpe, we faded him last time, and he gave up 1 million runs in the first inning to the Mariners. And then Brady Singer, who's been really good as well, super due for some negative regression. 4.29 expected ERA compared to 2.82 ERA right now, but still been pitching solid. And then Escobar up there against Luis Severino, two guys that have been pretty even, as you can see by the numbers. And Nasty Nestor, who was rumored to get traded, apparently did not, going up against Christopher Sanchez, who has had a great year as well, in a good matchup between the Yankees and the Phils. So that's page one. Take a screenshot again. All the averages are on the bottom if you are new to this, and hopefully it helps you out. But now let's check out page two. All right, these are the final 7 matchups now. And we got a great one in San Diego. We already talked about Dylan Cease going up against the future Hall of Famer, the lefty, Clayton Kershaw, who already had 1 start in 4 innings. Gave up some runs, but still 30% K rate shows that he has still had some swing and miss stuff. But still, time will tell on that one because he hasn't pitched much. But Dylan Cease has been unbelievable. Do you remember Davis Daniel of the Angels? Because I do. We faded him, said he was awful. He's going to the minors soon. He sucked, he went down to the minors, and now he's back. That's right. Going up against Kyle Freeland, 2 bad pitchers right there. Daniel has not been good in the minors either. And then Logan Webb at home is always a decent back there. He's had another solid season like always. And Houston trying to avoid a sweep to the Pirates. That's right. But Framber Valdez is on the mound, who pitches well and pitches well at home. Advantage Seattle Mariners on this one. Their offense is starting to pick it up. I don't know if it's real yet because it was against the White Sox and not great pitchers like Paxton yesterday. But Kirby has the advantage again, going up against Brian Bayo, who I am not a fan of. Does not miss a ton of bats and just gives up a lot of hits. 9.7 hits per 9 innings. Speaking of that, right below him, Kyle Hendricks, 10.8 hits per 9, going up against Nick Lodolo, the lefty for the Reds. And then up there, Gallon and Milk going up against Mackenzie Gore. That should be a pretty good matchup in Arizona as well. But that's the second page. Take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps your day and your betting and get you guys some winners. But now it is time for the best bets. All right, before we get into this first bet, of course, I got to tell you about our sponsor, KALSHI. They are federally regulated in all 50 states, and it's just like stocks, guys, except for it's all world events, things that actually interest you. As you guys have known, we've been doing our KALSHI trades of the day, and me and Ryan are having a ton of fun, winning some money as well. The first 500 signups get a $20 bonus credit as well. Click the link below. You can have some fun. You can trade as much as like 50 cents. You can go higher, whatever you want to do. But it's just something to keep track of all day, and I know you guys like to do stuff like that. So anyways, go check out KALSHI. Click that link below. But it's now time for the best bets, and that means we start with the Philadelphia Phillies hosting the New York Yankees. Phillies on the money line -130. Yanks on the money line +110 with an over-under a total of 9.5 runs in this game. I like this bet a lot. Give me Nasty Nestor under 5.5 Ks at -135 on Bet365. I am surprised the number is 5.5, to be honest with you. This is a 1-unit play for me. This is fading Nestor on the road. As you guys know, it has been pretty profitable this year for us. The books have made an adjustment. He was always sitting at 17.5 outs recorded. It is now down to 15.5, finally adjusting. But as you guys can see on this screenshot by Outlier, which, by the way, go check out Outlier. It is a one-stop shop with all your betting help. You guys know how that works. The link is below there. But he's under this mark in 9 of 11 road starts, guys. That is a huge hit rate. And now he's facing the Philadelphia Phillies, who the last 3 weeks versus lefties, 3rd lowest K rate, only 16.9%. Also, the 5th highest WRC+, 6th best slugging, 4th best on-base percentage, and 3rd highest walk rate. Why do all those matter? Because they could easily get this 2 ways. Or Cortez could go under in 2 ways. One, he just doesn't strike out a lot of guys, but still goes decently deep. Or he gets hit around, which I think he will get hit around in Philly, and has a really short start and he's not going to get enough chances to get 5.5 Ks. Now his earned runs line, it is at 3.5. That is very high, and it's there for a reason. Now lefties versus the Phillies lately. How about 11 of the last 13 lefties have gone under this line of 5.5 Ks versus the Phillies? And I didn't count starting pitchers that threw like 1 or 2 innings or openers or anything like that. The only 2 of the last 13 to go over, they go by the name of Tariq Skubal and Shota Imanaga. That's right. Have you heard of them? They're pretty good. Also, Skubal, when he played against them, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber were both out of the lineup as well. Even though they're lefties, they don't have huge K rates in regards to that. So Nasty Nestor is a guy who is not someone who gets 6 Ks against a team like this. This is an elite low strikeout team. When you've seen his game logs and you see when he actually faces the low strikeout teams, which actually has not been often this year, he's not really getting anywhere near this. Even against high strikeout teams lately, last 4 games against Boston and Tampa Bay, he's gone under this in 3 of the last 4. By the way, he's faced both teams 2 each in the last 4 games, and he just hasn't been pretty. And now on the road, how about 19.8% K rate? That is a below average K rate on the road. This one's a bit juicy. I know minus 135. If it gets higher, you could add a no win for some guys, but I like Nasty Nestor. Give me him under 5.5 Ks for the 10th time in 13 road starts. All right, this second one takes us out to the desert where the D-backs host the Washington National. D-backs money line minus 185, Nats on the money line plus 150 with a total of 8.5 runs. And I'm going to take that total. Give you the over 8.5 runs at plus 100 on FanDuel. That's right, I got even money on it. 1 unit play for me. We got the lefty Mackenzie Gore versus the righty Zach Gallen of Milk. Now, Gore struggling lately, if you don't know that, especially with his command. How about 7 walks in his last 2 starts? That is not what you want to do. This is a guy who has an 8.27 ERA in July in 20.2 innings. This is the time to fade him if you want to do it because he is struggling. 13 earned runs in the last 11.2 innings. And they've been against the Cardinals, the Reds, and the Mets. I mean, it's not like he's facing the elite lineups. Yes, the Mets have been hot, a little hot and cold, but they have been hot. But now he's facing in what I think is an improving D-backs lineup, finally. Last 3 weeks versus lefties, 13th best WRC+, 8th highest walk rate. Again, important with Gore struggling with his command. 9th highest batting average, 10th lowest K rate. Definitely an above average offense against this lefty. I think they can score some runs. I almost went with their over team total as well. They just scored 17. That's right. They kicked 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points, and a field goal versus the lefty Patrick Corbin and the Nats bullpen. Is Corbin's contract the worst of all time? My goodness, has he sucked. Speaking of bullpen, Nats traded away some guys, and it is really bad now. I mean, they weren't great before, and now it's pretty bad. I think the D-backs score quite a few runs, probably do most of the heavy lifting here. Now let's talk about Mr. Gallen. He's been a little inconsistent this year as well. Now we know Gallen as someone who dominates and dominates at home and all that. But in the month of July right now, he does have a 6 ERA. And what's also crazy, he's not missing many bats. In the month of July, a 16.7% K rate. That is horrendous. And now, like I said, he's known for being better at home. The last 3 home starts, guys, he's given up 13 earned runs in 15 innings. Pittsburgh, Toronto, and Atlanta, 3 below average offenses, let's face it. And now he's facing a Nats offense who I'm not going to sit here and say they're dominant or anything like that. They do lack power, but they make up for it in other ways. They can get on base, 12th best on base percentage, 18th best WRC+, and then they also know how to manufacture runs because they have the 2nd most stolen bases in the entire league, right behind the Cincinnati Reds. Average walk rate. So I think they're going to be able to get to him for some runs. He just scored 0 yesterday. I expect their bats to wake up a little bit. And then bullpen's not great on either side, to be honest with you. So I think 8.5 is too low for 2, average to above average offenses in a good hitting environment against 2 struggling starting pitchers and bullpens as well. Give me the over 8.5 runs at plus 100 as my 2nd best bet. And that's all I got for you on the video so far. There's some games that I was excited to see and props and all that, but they're not out yet. So I'm going to get right to the hitter parlay ideas. So here we go. If you don't know, by the way, 4-0 yesterday, 7-0 in the last 7. It's been crushing it. Let's try to get some more. First one, let's run it back. Rafael Devers, why go away from it? 5 for 10 off Kirby, hitting over 300 at home, 335 versus righties. You get the gist on that one. And by the way, Bobby Witt could be here every day. I'm not going to mention him every day because his hit props are like minus 500, but he is unbelievable. Second one, Ezekiel Tovar for the Colorado Rockies, hitting 429 in the last 7 days, as you guys saw. Facing righty Davis Daniel, who I talked about is not good. He is bad, giving up 10.1 hits per 9 innings this year. And we faded him before he got demoted, like we talked about. Tovar hitting 301 versus righties, and he's not a guy who only hits well in Colorado like you expect some of these Rockies players. He's actually hitting better on the road, 292 on the road compared to 282 at home. Third one, let's run this back as well. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., my goodness, 4 for 11 off Grayson Rodriguez. So a good matchup also, but scorching freaking hot. 571 the last 7 days. You guys already know that. Vlad is the man. I don't need to say anymore. Fourth one and final one, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's hitting 328 off lefties this season on an 8-game hitting streak currently. And oh, by the way, you just saw it. He is 4 for 6 off lefty Mackenzie Gore. So those are my 4 favorite hitter parlay ideas, at least as of the night before. Hopefully these help you guys get some winners, but that's all I got for the show. Now let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. Just 2 bets, both 1-unit plays right now. Nasty Nestor under 5.5 Ks at -135 on Bet365. And then the over 8.5 and the Nats D-backs at +100 on FanDuel. Thank you guys for watching again. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, just hit that like button. Leave a comment below, even with just an emoji or what you're doing today. Whatever you guys want to do, but it really helps this channel grow. But anyways, that's what we got for baseball. Football right around the corner. I am jacked up. But hope everyone has a great Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.